All right, everyone. Welcome to Shakti Flow. Let's take a minute to center. So allowing yourself to become still in your seat, closing your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Usually as we sit at the beginning of any action or class, we take a couple breaths, the body's going, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm connected. What's going to happen? And so as we always do, just take a moment for checking in. And noticing if there's anything that maybe from days prior or maybe days ahead that there's thoughts around, busyness around. Can you let go of all of that and just be here right now? And then if there's anything that's present, just hold it in your consciousness. Noticing any particular reason why you came today. Why are you here? And we become curious around the experience of whatever it is. In this case, it'll be Shakti, but it might be another situation for you. Curiosity is a wonderful way to move around in the world. It takes the judgment away and it allows us to be present with what is in a curious, open-minded manner. Allow the hands to float up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, taking that deep breath. As your palms come together, bring them down in front of your heart, holding any intention, anything that you want to hold in your consciousness as you practice today. Taking a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, the hands can release, the eyes can open, and we'll gently roll the shoulders. All right, ladies, let's start standing like we always do. Have blocks nearby. We might use them today, and have a variety of weights with you. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're not going to use any weight before we warm up. Okay. So standing in Tadasana just for a moment and do another little bit of a check-in. Palms forward. When I was teaching my class this past week in person, I had two women actually have issues with their shoulders. And we went through this whole business around if your palm is slightly backwards, your shoulder will fall on the front of your body. There's a lot of this that happens in the world anymore. And so there was a lot of paying attention, palms forward, and how that rotates the shoulder open and draws the shoulder blades together. Can you find that here? And then as a counter action, your body might push forward. So keeping this contained here in the front of your body. So we start from that really solid foundation. And take a nice deep breath as you inhale, bring the palms up again. And then as you exhale, just sit back into a chair pose. When you get down into your chair pose, drop your arms, inhale, bring the arms back up again. Exhale and drop. And so your chair pose is fluid. Don't worry about how far it is. Don't worry about how deep it is. Just start to get moving. Exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more time. Inhaling, stay tall. Palms are going to touch. You can interlace your fingers and start to bend from one side to the other, allowing your side body to start to open up. Exhaling as you go over. Oh, that side's tight today. Inside, inhaling and exhaling, going over and up. And we're just moving in this nice, easy way now. When you go up the next time, stay there and keep your feet solid and twist right and left. But trying to keep your arms up over your head, reaching towards the ceiling, making your body feel super long, and you're rotating from now one side to the other, kind of finding that spiral. All right, one more time. Good, and then release arms down, interlace your fingers behind you, draw the hands towards the floor, opening up the chest. And remember, try not to throw the body forward. So we draw the tailbone down, we bring the ribs in, we open up the shoulders, and then bending your knees a little bit so you can halfway fold. So we're in a half forward bend. Keeping the spine long, notice what you notice. And then if you have the freedom, keep your legs as they are, lift the hands and start to drop the head. And then inhale, come back up to that flat back. And do that twice more. So rounding the spine, lifting the arms, see where you go. And then coming back to that flat back last time. And we're moving and flowing. Good. Next time you come to that flat back, stay there. Take your arms open like an airplane or birds. And now we're going to make this bigger. So drop down, touch the floor, open out. So can you feel your spine round, and then can you feel your spine get long? One more time. Arms open. Now stay here, push through your feet, come all the way to standing, bring your arms back up, and then hands to the heart. Good. Interlace your hands like you're praying and take your feet a little bit comfortable apart. So we're going to start this movement pattern where we take their hands in the middle. If you've ever done a TRX action, this is similar. And then you're going to stand. Let me turn. So you're going to stand and you're going to, on purpose, push your glutes forward, but don't back bend. And then bring your arms all the way up. So it's a bend and a push and a lift. The movement's coming from your legs, not from your arms. The arms kind of, if you've ever done any kind of kettlebell work, that's what the juice is. All right, now from here, we're going to go from side to side. So just look to one side and then come back to center and look to the other side. So a little rotation again here. And now making it a little bit bigger, can you twist and come off that back heel? Land, twist, come off that back heel, and try to find that rotation in your body. Like find the edge of that rotation before you come back through. One more. Good. And then pause. Take your feet a little wider. Knees are going to softly bend. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And then exhale, land. Cat and cow here. So taking the tailbone and the heart up. And as you exhale, rounding spine. Inhaling, lifting. And exhaling, rounding spine. Warming up the spine, warming up the body for different variations of movement. One more time, inhaling. And then as you come in through a neutral spine again, stay there. Press into let's do your left leg first, twist into your right. And I want you to, on purpose, really work on getting that leg away from your body and sitting a little deeper. Find the edge of that range of motion for yourself. And then come the other way. So press the knee away, sit a little deeper, find that range of motion. So it might feel tight, it's not uncommon. And then come to center, fingers touch the floor, walk your feet wider still, toes face forward, and just go side to side in your lunge. Feeling the opening of your hips here. Side to side. Good. One more time each side. And then with your feet this far apart, soft knees, can you find a long spine? Finding where we were before. And then can you take your arms out to the side? From here, push through your feet, come all the way to standing. So your feet are super wide apart, palms up, take your arms up over your head. And then as you exhale, hands down, start to walk, heel, toe your feet back together. Good. Shake everything out. All righty. Come to the end of your mat, front edge of your mat. And as you inhale, rise up, look up a little bit. I don't want it to be super back bendy, but just a tiny bit. As you exhale, fold forward, come all the way to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up, and then exhale back down. Find your first plank pose. And your plank pose can be down on your knees if you need it to be. It's your first one. Try to challenge yourself with your heels pressing forward so that your body gets a little bit more over your hands. Bend your knees almost to the mat, and then go back into a bent-legged downward facing dog. From that place, you can start to bend and straighten your legs and enjoy a little opening. And then from here, can you find a little bit of a stillness here? And take your right leg up to the sky as far as you can take it without turning it sideways. And notice if you can press your left heel down more. Just notice. And then releasing it. Take the left leg up straight so the toes are facing the floor. And a lot of times you'll bend your standing leg. See if you can press the heel down with this other leg off the floor. Good. And then release it. Come forward into your plank pose again. Everybody knees down. Let your body float to the floor, nice and slow. Shoulders are on your back. Can you reach behind you, turn your palms to the floor, and lift your chest up? Now I want you to press down with your feet so you don't feel your kneecaps on the floor anymore. And then take a breath here, and as you exhale, lower yourself down. When you come up again, lift one foot off the floor, but keep pressing the other one. Lower down, switch sides, lift one leg up and then the other presses. And then if you've got that range of motion, try two legs. Don't have to lift two legs. Stay here for a beat. And then put your hands right next to your ribs. Kind of hug your thumbs under your rib cage. Squeeze your elbows together so you feel your shoulder blades connect. Lift your belly. And if you're stronger, you can do this on your toes. I'm going to do it on my knees. Push in a straight line up. And then go back to your downward facing dog. Once you've stayed in downward facing dog for 3 to 4 breaths, I want you to make your way up to the standing position in the front of the mat, forward fold. And once you're in that forward fold, inhale, come halfway up and use those soft knees again like we did in the beginning, where you've got that long spine. Take your arms out like bird wings. Press through your feet, come all the way to standing. Bring your arms over your head and palms together. Good. I'm hoping you're warmed up. Yeah. So let's pick up your light weights, whatever that is for you today. Remember, light weights can be no weights if that's where you are. We're going to start in a standing stationary position of warrior one. So take your right leg back and stand in your warrior one stance. And remember, your stance is your own. Knee needs to stay over the ankle. So if it easily goes past, take a longer step. If you can't get it there, take a shorter step. You're going to face the front of your mat with your weights touching or like holding them together like this. And you're going to keep your legs really active and steady. You're going to push forward with your arms, pull back with your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, and then go over your head, and then come back down. And as you pull the weights back towards you, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades and then lift your arms up as you try to hold that squeeze. It'll go away because of the action you're doing, but just try to get those muscles going. Nice and slow, pushing in your back foot down. Last time here. And now hold your arms over your head. Try to hug your head with your arms and do tricep extensions here. Push. Hands behind you, hands straight up. So I have 2 light weights in my hand. This is sort of my beginning range, right? And then one more time, and we're going to bring the weights back down to the chest, come off of your back heel. So it's like a crescent pose, and see if you can balance. You can even bend both knees and kind of play with this a little, just balance. And then from that balance, bring your feet to touch. Come up to stand, and I want you to rotate down for like a twisted chair. Come back up to stand. Rotate to the other side and back up to stand. Rotate down, back up to stand. One more time, down and back up to stand. Good. Now take your left leg back. And we'll do the same actions on the side. So push the weights away from you, pull them back with your shoulder blades, push up overhead and down. Belly strong, back leg really active. Challenge your stance to make it so that you're feeling like you're really working, even though you're not moving. And pull and lift. So this is shoulder work where we're at right now, a little bit of back work and chest work, but mostly shoulders. I'm gonna stay here and tricep presses. Try to keep your arms hugging in towards your side of your head, and that'll keep your shoulders happy. And push, and down, and push. Good. Last time, we're gonna come up and bring them to your chest. Come off of your back heel. See if you can balance. Whoop. Harder always on my right side. And then once you got the balance, once you feel like you stuck it, bring your feet together. And then we'll do rotational squats here. Down and stand all the way up. Crisscross, stand all the way up. 2 more. And all the way up. Last one. Good. Now stay here. I'm going to ask you to open your feet. And I want you to remember those warm-up moves we did. So the hands come down through the legs and push overhead if you can. I'm not asking you to swing. So go slow and control what you're doing. Try to keep your arms next to your head as much as you can. Okay, now the next time we're going to go off center. We did this in the warm-up. So down, push off your heel and twist. Come down, push off your heel and twist. So slow, controlled. If you were working on dynamic strength, you might go super fast, but I don't want you to do that today. And up. And I'm coming off this back heel so that I can rotate all the way from my foot. Last one. Other side. And up. Good. Pause. Set your weights down for a minute. Give your arms a little rest. So we want to play with balance a little bit here today. So standing so you've got movement outside laterally. I want you to take a step to the side, bend your knees, see if you can touch the floor. Come back to center, hands to your heart, and be up on your tippy toes. Touch, up and tippy toes. Now at any time, your tippy toes can turn into knee lifting. So touch, maybe knee lifting. Woo! Touch. And if you can't do it the first time, try to keep doing it because your body's like, I haven't done this for a while. Touch. And last time. And up. Now, with your knee up, I'm going to turn so you can see me. I want you to pull the belly in and lift the knee up as high as you can without your hands. Exhale, belly in, lift the knee. Exhale, belly in, lift the knee. As high as you can, lift it. And then release it. Other side. Step out, touch something. I'm hoping you can touch the floor by now. And then up, tippy toe. Down. Because we've done all this warm-up move, your body feels ready. Now, tippy toe can turn into knee lifting. You can keep it on your toes if you don't have good balance. I don't want you to fall over. I'm on my harder side, so it's a little bit more wobbly, but that's all right. Play like kids, you know? One more. All right, now stay here. Don't do what I'm doing. And then see As you exhale and draw that belly in, can you bring the knee up without going towards it? Pull the belly in, lift the knee. Pull the belly in and lift the knee as high as you can. Lift, 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 and then rest. Good, shake it out. Come to the top of your mat. We're gonna take a nice deep inhale, bringing the arms over the head, palms together as you exhale to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, go down and find your plank pose. Use your fingers. Remember, grip the mat with your fingertips. And press forward with your heels so that you're getting a little bit more action in your arms, keeping your arms strong. Good, take a breath here. Lower the knees and then lower to the floor. Elbows graze the body. Reach your toes back behind you. This time leave your hands where they are. Just lift them off the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And as you inhale, lift and bring both feet off the floor. And as you exhale, lower, tight, light touch on your hands. Lift, squeeze shoulder blades, lower. Lift, squeeze shoulder blades. And notice I'm not bending my knees. I'm trying to keep my legs nice and strong so that I'm working from my back body, not from just my legs. Hold at the top here. Try to reach your feet further back behind you, keeping that shoulder blades and the elbows squeezing in. One more breath. And then hands go snuggle into the ribs. Shoulders are on your back, feet on the floor. Lift your belly, push straight up, and downward facing dog. Play in your downward facing dog for a minute, releasing whatever is going on. And then take a little walk to the front of your mat. Stay in that forward fold. This time, instead of coming up from a straighter leg, can you drop your hips down and come into that forward forearm pause here as a little bit of a rest. All right, so think about where you are in your legs. Can you drop your hips any lower? Lift your belly, lift your pelvic floor, and then hover just off your legs. Take a breath here. Really engage the legs, and then inhale, arms open, stand all the way up, palms together, and then exhale, hands to heart. All right. Now we're going to move on to a little bit more back work. I was just having you do that on the floor. So I'm going to move up to a heavier weight now. And it's your call. You can stay with a light weight if you're a little fatigued. In my Power of Muscle class, I talk about really challenging the muscles, though, not to be too afraid that, oh, I'm going to hurt myself. Unless, of course, you have an injury, right? So feet apart. Soft knees, so you're in a wide squat here. Wide squat. All right, so, excuse me, the arms are going to come up, and I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together. And we're going to go side to side. So one arm touches the knee on the opposite side, pulls back, squeeze. Knee, squeeze. So you adjust your feet so that as you go from side to side, one leg bends and one leg straightens. You might be farther apart than me. You might be closer than me. All right, now, can you feel how when you come to the center, you're squeezing your shoulder blades? Do one more. Now hold here. That's going to be level 1. Level 2 is I want you to tip a little bit forward, not all the way down. And we're going to do the same thing to your shins or ankles. So reach, stay halfway down, down. So one leg and then the other. Your toes are turned out to your comfort level. They could even be straight if that feels better to you. Keep thinking about your shoulder blades. Shoulder blades, touch. One more, touch. Now, drop your hips lower, bend as far to the floor as you can, and go straight down and pull straight up. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together, not up by your neck, but down by your bra line. Low hips. You're in a wide, low squat while you're here. Down, up, 2 more, down, up. Last one. Now hold the up and stand. Good. All right, so we're gonna pivot around. Let's try the right side of your mat. So just pivot yourself around so you're in like a crescent lunge kind of position. We're gonna play with lunges. Don't get scared. So think of biceps first. Shoulders are on your back, palms are forward, curl. And this is all we're gonna do here. So if you need a heavier weight, grab it. Now, every time your hand goes down, I want you to bend your knee a little, back knee. And I want you to start to ask your body to go lower and lower until you start to get closer to the floor. Now you might stay high. It's okay. Not everybody's knees love this. But if it's a little uncomfortable, try to move through it because your knee will get stronger. And I'm on about 6 reps and I got to the floor, 7. And let's do one more. Good, and then hold the weights at the top, put them together and step forward. Bring your feet all the way together and come into a chair. Good, stay here and think about your triceps now. You're gonna press back and you're gonna come back to center. Press back, come back to center. Slow and controlled. Stay low in your squat. Push back, come back to center. Push back, back to center. 2 more. 1 more. All right, weights come to your chest. Come to stand. Take the other leg back in that high lunge. And we'll try this side. Turn the palms forward, shoulders on your back, and curl the bicep or the hand up to the shoulder. Lower down. And then as we lower down, see, can you bend the knee a little? And just start to inch your way down there. Slow and steady. And you'll find your edge. Everybody's got one. It might be halfway down. It might be no way down. It might be all the way down. Breathing. Up. Down. 1 more. Up. And down. Come up. Bring your hands to your chest. Step feet together. And squat. Triceps again. Press back. Nice and slow. Press back. So your legs are squatting. Your body slightly forward to the floor so that you get the resistance in your triceps. Push. Down. Push. Nice and slow. Try not to rush. And 2 more, I think. Last one. And push. And release. Bring your weights to the floor. Let go of your arms. Take your feet a little bit apart. You can even take them as wide as the mat, soften your knees. And go ahead and just move your legs side to side. I'm coming up just because my nose is drippy. You don't have to. And then go ahead and take a step back with your right foot. And come into a kneeling action. Your left foot should be wider, so just turn it open. And walk your hands forward so that you feel like you're in this is called lizard lunge. The knee is open, but the back leg is straight. Your body is straight. And we're taking a minute here, breathing into anything that's present, reminding yourself, why did you come to the mat? Good, and then release it. Square your foot up so that it's straight. You might even bring it closer in. And now sit back. You can leave your foot on the floor, or you can lift the ball of the foot up and see if you can sit back on your back foot. So I've got my toes of my back foot turned under. I'm working on stretching my front leg hamstring and range of motion in my foot. Inhale, come forward, step forward, and switch your sides. Front foot's wider and turned open, allowing yourself to be in this lizard lunge on the other side. allowing your body to take a rest in the middle of all the activity. Remember, our bodies work best when we keep reminding the body that, oh, there's going to be a pause. And then go ahead and release. Bring your feet more into square and sit back. Remember, you can be here or you can lift the ball of the foot and see if you've got that freedom to sit all the way down. Not everybody can do this one with their knees, so just go where you can. Breathing. And then come back up. This time, take your front foot back. Take your knees together, your feet together, and coming forward or backward with your fingertips, come off of your knees. Stand. So your feet or legs are straight, and then go back down on the mat and down, and this time come up, reach your arms over your body and wide. Exhale, elbows in your back pockets. Inhale, and then come back down on your fingertips. Lift your knees, unfurl your legs so they're straight. Bend them again. Last one here. Up. Elbows in your back pockets. This time, grab your hands together behind you. Drop your hands down. So we're in a little bit of a back bend here. And we're just pausing, taking the moment. Now, next level if you want it. Left hand comes to the sky. Right hand finds your right heel. Look up at your hand. See if you can find a little bit of freedom. If you're with me, switch your sides. Right arm goes up, left hand finds the heel. And I'm real short-waisted and I'm just touching my heel. If you can't touch it, your hand or your arm could go into your lower back. One more breath here. And then release it. Come down and find downward facing dog. And then allowing yourself to walk to the top of your mat. Stay in that forward fold for a moment. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale all the way down. And then inhale, come all the way to standing. Hinging from your hip. Palms together and hands at the heart. Awesome. Okay, how's everybody doing? We good? Yeah? All right, let's see if we can stay with the heavy weights for the last bit here with the hands and the weights. So you're welcome to not do that. I'm going to challenge myself just a little bit here. The weights can be together as one unit. I like to crisscross my weights and hold them that way, but you don't have to. The bigger they get, the more awkward this is. So start at your chest. Feet are all the way together. You're going to inhale, push the weights over your head. Exhale back, and then squat. Simple linear movement. Push overhead. Sit and squat. Now, if you want to go to the next level, you're going to take your weights to the side of your leg like we did earlier, trying to touch the floor. Come chest, overhead, squat, maybe go to the other side. And the idea here is you may or may not touch the floor. That's certainly not the point, but you're rotating so that like you are. And I don't want your head to get below your hips. So if you're trying so hard to touch the floor that your head drops too far down, you're going to lose all your spinal alignment. Good. Nice and slow. Push. And rotate. Good. Come to center. Pause. Take your left leg out like you're on the ball of your foot. Now we did this last week. We'll see if we remember. You're going to come straight down on this standing leg to the outside. Bring your hands to your shoulders up overhead, and then bring your elbow and your knee together on the other side. Touch. Down. Up. Touch. Down. Up. Try elbow towards knee or hand towards knee, forearm. Try not to do your weights. One more time on this side. Touch. Pause, hands at chest, switch sides. No joke. Down to the outside, up. See if you can touch. Boop. Down. Be a little bit more graceful. Mine's pretty sloppy on this side. Down, up, touch. One more. Down, up, touch. Good. Release hands, release weights. Nice job. That was a bunch of shoulder work in combination of everything else. Take your feet wide apart. Nice wide lunge. Hinge halfway down. And keeping your shoulders on your back, you could even interlace your fingers again. Just keep your body straight and go from one side to the other. Taking a moment again. And now as you twist to the right or bend to the right, stay there. Put your left hand on the floor right underneath your chest. Turn open to it'll be your right. Maybe your right hand comes up. And then from here, can you straighten your right leg? Breathing. If it feels hard, bring yourself up a little higher. One more breath. Hands down. Bend the other way, so you're in that deep lunge on this other side. Fingers or hands underneath you. Turn towards the left now. And maybe that left arm comes to the sky. And as you exhale, see if you can start to straighten your left leg. So we're in a really deep twist here. Take one more breath, exhale, and then release hands down. Good, take a breath, elongate the spine. Exhale, head towards the floor, relaxing arms. Soft knees if you've got a back tightness or a back thing going on. Take one more breath. And then we're going to rotate around so that we can find downward facing dog. So palms on the floor, heels reaching down, thighs pressing back. Inhale to plank pose. Use your heels to push you forward. Now, if you feel like you can, bend your elbows and come straight down on the mat. Toes down, knees down. This time, hands come around behind you. Interlace your fingers. As you push your hands back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. And maybe your feet are going to float off the floor. Really work on not thinking about how high you are, but thinking about how much you're active. So back body, glutes, hamstrings, shoulders, holding Shalabhasana, checking in with yourself, don't overwork. One more breath. Exhale, lower down, turn your head, rest your arms. And then go ahead and turn your head the other way. And then go ahead and push yourself up away from the floor. Remember the control. Shoulders, lift the belly, push straight up. Try not to let yourself get real sloppy. And then sit back in your child's pose for a moment. I like head up, neutral to the spine, but you can drop down if it feels good to your body. Transitioning a little bit to the floor, away from the weights in the hands. Good. Come to sitting. And I want you to sit in cobbler's pose. So feet together, knees open. Cobbler's pose. Feet together, knees open. So range of motion with the legs. I've got a hold of my feet, but you can hold your ankles. We're just pausing here for a moment, sensing into the stretching and the grounding of the body. And now we're just going to play. Again, you need lateral movement. So I want you to lean onto it'll be your right leg, put your right hand or forearm on the ground and spin this other leg out so it's parallel to the floor. I'm not touching it. And then come back to center, feet touch. Just lean the other way, land, push. And now we're just going to go back and forth. So touch your feet, roll over and reach. And on purpose, really push that leg straight out. We're working on range of motion with the hip and a little bit of strengthening. Push. And I'm not really doing a lot with my arms. I'm just kind of letting myself lean into my one arm a little bit. If you wanted to challenge yourself, you could take your arms off the floor. I didn't practice that this morning, so can I do that? Yes. So I usually practice before I come to class so that I can actually do what I'm asking you to do. One more. All right, pause. Now bring your knees together, shake your legs out a little. Your feet are going to be out in front of you. And from here, you're going to put your hands on the floor behind you. I want your fingers pointing to your body. Light fingers, and cross your right ankle over your left. Bring your feet closer to you so that you feel like you're trying to come together with your legs and your body. Now, as you lean back, you're going to rest on your elbows. You're going to stretch your legs out away from you. And then without touching the floor, come back up, knees to chest. I'm not really using my arms. I'm just using them as a way to stay steady and balanced. Exhale together. Inhale all the way back. Exhale together. One more time. Inhale all the way back. Exhale together. Now stay here. Crisscross your feet on the floor and stretch forward. Remember, you need to give it a minute. Those are not easy actions. And then come back up. Round two, cross your left ankle over your right. Start on the floor. And as you inhale, stretch yourselves open. So you're resting on your elbow, but your legs are out. And then exhale, come together. Inhale, stretch apart. Exhale, come together. Inhale. Exhale, use your belly a lot. Remember that thing we did standing? Exhale, pull, pull, pull. One more. Land your feet on the floor, let your legs open and stretch forward. Breathing. Allowing the body to come back into balance. And then come all the way up to sitting. Bring your legs together. You're going to lie down on the floor, but take your time. Oh, and I want your weights close to you. Try your heavy weights, but you guys, this is a shoulder move, so it may or may not be a heavy weight action for you. Not a shoulder move, a chest move, sorry. So when you come down, go slow, go slow, go slow. Control your action. Get your weights close to you. Knees could be bent here. Find your center. Remember, you can lift your pelvis up and reset. One weight in each hand. And if you're working heavy, you want to test it first. So we're going to go out to the side. So the movement is straight up, out laterally, almost to the floor. Come back up, and then down to your chest. Push away, open, close, and down to your chest. So it's a combo move for your whole upper front body, chest, shoulders, a little bit of triceps and biceps. Push, open. And you want, when you get out there, that opening position, you want it to feel challenging, not hard that you're going to hurt yourself, but challenging, like, oh, your arms feel a little wobbly, or you feel like you could drop them to the floor, but you don't. You just keep saying to yourself, oh, I can do one more, and up. And if this is hard, but you can do it, great, you're at the perfect place. Remember, when you are done, if you haven't already had a protein-rich breakfast, make sure you eat some protein. I've got to go make myself a protein shake after I'm done, because I didn't eat earlier. Because your muscles need fuel. Otherwise, they'll just get weaker because you're not giving them what they need to replenish and build. Last one here. And up. And then pause. Good. Weights down. Take your right ankle across your left knee and bring your legs towards you in a nice piriformis figure 4 stretch. We haven't done this at all, so just take a moment, enjoy. Flexing both feet, staying really conscious about your actions. And allowing the breath to just soften in. Now put your foot on the floor, and the one that you got crossed over, can you grab your big toe? And then see, can you take the leg out to the side? The other leg can stay bent, or you can put it down on the floor if you feel more grounded. You may or may not straighten your leg, and that's fine. Good, release it, come back up and pause. 2 legs bent. Crisscross other leg and bring your legs up and give it a little stretch. And I'm always in the middle, like if I grab the back of my thigh, it feels a little too easy, but if I grab my shin, oh, I'm feeling all right today. Sometimes my shoulders roll way off the floor. So you got to find your sweet spot. Flexing both feet, enjoy that outer hip action. And then put your foot on the floor. Grab your big toe of the crossed foot with your same side hand. And then see, can you take it out to the side? Take your other leg down if you like. Now I've got the wall here so I can cheat a little, but it still is a really healthy action that my body's enjoying. And taking that breath here. And then bring your leg back up and in. Bring both feet together, holding toes or feet or ankles. Think about how we were sitting on the floor with our knees open and our feet touching. Supine Baddha Konasana. We're allowing just the heart rate to come back down and the body temperature to cool off. And then let go of your feet. Can you put them on the floor as they are so the feet still touch, the knees still feel like they're falling apart? And then grab a hold of your elbows, take them over your head. Now imagine I'm holding your arms and I'm pulling you a little bit, trying to give you some space around your shoulders, ribs, chest. Take a deep breath here. Good, and then take your arms open like a T or a cactus, whichever one you like. Bring your knees up and drop, bring them over to the right. And take your knees towards your chest and go over to the left. So we're in a twist here. You can use that hand that's close to the legs to encourage a little bit more action, but remember, don't overstretch this lower back. Find that sweet spot. Like I've got a nice healthy stretch in my pec right now, so that's what I'm feeling mostly. Good, inhale, come back to center, feet on the floor, swing your hips over to the left, knees up and over. Now I'm lucky I've got my weights right here, so my legs resting on my weight. Remember the trick about bringing the floor up. So if you have a sacrum that's really can go out of whack, you want to make sure that you're not overstretching. One more breath. And then inhale, bring both knees in. Give them a little hug, bring your hips back to the center, give them a little hug, and maybe lift your head up. Now from this head lift, I want you to put your feet down, put your head down, and then lift your bottom. And then lower your bottom, lift your head, lift your knees, curl into a little ball. We're going to do that a couple more times. So feet on the floor, lift your bottom, resetting your system here. One more. And down and lift. Good. And now keep your right leg on the floor. Lift your left leg toward you. And I want you to push down into the floor with your right foot. And I want you to pull into your chest with your left knee, and I'm gonna resist it with my hands. So ready? Push down with your right and pull in with your left. Keep going, keep pushing, keep pulling, keep pushing, keep pulling. Press down with the right, pull in with the left as much as you can. And then release it. Switch your sides, left leg down, right knee up. Hand in front of the right knee for resistance. Push down with the left, pull in with the right. Keep pushing. You'll let go of it, so you just gotta keep reminding yourself, push down, pull in, push down, pull in. Good, and then relax. Bring your knees together and your feet apart in constructive rest pose. Take your heels of your hands to the crease of your legs and push, creating space around your psoas, lower back, sacrum. Nice deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then relax. All right, from here you can find Shavasana. You're welcome to just lay yourself down. Try not to fuss too much. Finding that resting position. If your lower back feels tight, of course, put something under your knees or under your thighs, or bend your legs even. If your throat or neck feels overly tight, put something underneath your head. Turn your palms open, remember, and can you feel the shoulder blades flat against the floor? The lower back will arch a little bit off the floor. That's natural and normal. Let that happen. And then you just take a nice deep breath and find your way into stillness. Take a longer and deeper breath. And finding your way back into your body by moving and stretching. And as you feel ready, you can bend your knees, roll to a side, and slowly make your way up to sitting. And once you're sitting, hands to the heart. And closing the practice with gratitude, as always, for our time together on the mat. This practice we call yoga, our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste.